The internet has melted America's brain. In the 1940s and the 1950s, everyone's smoking cigarettes, right? You can point to, oh, lung cancer. That's bad. But there's also all of the other deleterious effects of smoking cigarettes on the human body. And that's kind of what internet usage is. I think I'm preaching to the choir here. I don't think anybody is going to say that, no, spending 6 hours on TikTok is good for your brain. The broader point is that it's not just TikTok. If you look at the NIH data, it's just being on the internet itself. The baseline assumptions moving forward is that internet usage is 1, increasing, and 2, bad for you. Like smoking cigarettes for your brain, I guess. Now we're getting into the actual meat. And what's interesting is going to be seeing how political campaigns have been able to harness an effective message around security using social media and the internet, and what that can tell us about political life going forward. This is where we get into tweets. Okay, but seriously, to make this a little bit more scientific and to kind of narrow it down a little bit, we're going to be looking at social media posts limited to those directly from presidential nominees' official accounts, and social media posts that are roughly contemporaneous from the same month and year. The 3 case studies are going to be the last 3 presidential elections. Donald Trump ran an insurgent populist campaign where he completely decimated all of his opponents on the debate stage in the Republican primary. None of them were able to muster a strong response to his combination of bluster, braggadocio, and excessive tweeting. Hillary Clinton, on the other hand, was the establishment candidate of the Democratic Party. She beat out the populist left-wing Bernie Sanders, and so let's go to the tweets. First off, we have Donald Trump saying, Jeb Bush just talked about my border proposal to build a fence. It's not a fence, Jeb, it's a wall. And there's a big difference. For those that don't think a wall, fence, works, why don't they suggest taking down the fence around the White House? Foolish people. As you can see, that's a lot of security-related language, but it's being communicated through the internet. It's a social media post. It's a meme. It's not something that actually has to happen in real life for you to care. It's make America great again and build the wall. Those are the 2 main political points that Donald Trump keeps hammering. On August 12th, Hillary Clinton said, "How does your student loan debt make you feel? Tell us in 3 emojis or less." Moving on to 2020, you have Donald Trump versus Joe Biden. What characterized the election in 2020 was, of course, COVID-19. That massive security issue put Donald Trump on the back foot. Trump had to make people feel secure as the incumbent, while at the same time still attempting to be an outsider. Joe Biden, on the other hand, was running as the return to stability. Turning to the social media posts, you have Donald J. Trump on October 5th, 2020, tweeting, "I will be leaving the great Walter Reed Medical Center today at 6:30 p.m. Feeling really good. Don't be afraid of COVID. Don't let it dominate your life. We have developed, under the Trump administration, some really great drugs and knowledge. I feel better than I did 20 years ago." This is, of course, after he contracted the virus himself. Now that President Trump is busy tweeting campaign messages, I would ask him to do this. Listen to the scientists. Support masks. Support mask mandates nationwide. Now, in that social media post, you have Donald Trump signaling reassurance, while Joe Biden, on the other hand, is signaling, I am the one who can make you more secure. There's the question also of a virus not having a natural enemy. You see Donald Trump in 2020 calls it the China virus. He tries to say that this is something that China is doing to the rest of the world, especially doing to America, but it doesn't really stick. Turning finally to the 2024 election, which was actually only 6 months ago at the time of this recording, which feels like a lot longer. In 2024, you have a few really big black eyes for the Biden administration. You have the withdrawal from Afghanistan, you have the Ukraine war, you have what happened in Israel on October 7th, and then you also have somebody in office that the American public does not feel is capable of running the country, which was seen pretty bluntly and pretty horribly in the debate performance that made him drop out of the race and have his vice president, Kamala Harris, take his place. People were back to feeling insecure on a variety of issues at this point. It wasn't just COVID that was the single big ticket issue item. The Democrats, for their part, tried to do the same thing by casting Donald Trump as a fascist. You can see where the American public fell on that in the election results. So I guess turning to the tweets instead of just ranting about American politics. Donald Trump on November 3rd, 2024. Kamala broke it, but I will fix it. With your vote, inflation will end. The border will be safe and secure. We will have peace across the globe. With your vote, America will enter a new golden age. Vote Trump to make America great again. Kamala Harris, the day before, November 2nd. Live from New York. It's Saturday night. So yeah, I mean, there you go. You have Donald Trump hammering these security issues once again. He's saying, I am the personal guarantor of your security and freedom. Going back to Marshall McLuhan, electric speed mingles the cultures of prehistory with the dregs of industrial marketeers, the non-literate with semi-literate and the post-literate. Mental breakdown of varying degrees is the very common result of uprooting an inundation with new information and endless new patterns of information. And he wrote that in 1964. You've seen the last 3 elections have been throw out the old, in with the new, something different, something changing, something that will finally make me feel better, something that will fix my problems. And a continuing issue with that is that the way that we judge whether or not these people are solving our problems or are going to be able to solve our problems is through a medium that we don't understand the effects of. And the question of why it's not making us better people, why it's not actually doing what it said it was going to do, is a problem for another day.